Did you know December 30th is National Bacon Day? That one's my favorite. January 4th, rather, that's National Trivia Day. Today is actually National Maple Syrup and Wright Brother Days. I didn't know that either. You can get all these special dates on something called the National Day Calendar. It's a very popular source, followed by over 20,000 news outlets daily, because the news, they need to talk about something in the morning. You're like, hey, happy National whatever day. This is the guy that knows all the days, the CEO and founder of the National Day Calendar, Marlo Anderson. It's great having you, buddy.
Hey,
How are you?
It's great being here.
We've all seen those, like, you're like, that's a day?
Yeah.
Who knew that was a day?
Yep.
So, I mean, obviously, your calendar has become kind of like a cultural phenomenon, and it's kind of new.
You know, it's actually, yeah, it's only 5.5 years old, which is kind of amazing. But, you know, we went out and we investigated how the days came to be, and I think that's the reason for it, the backstory of the National Days. And then about 4 years ago, we started to encourage people about how to celebrate the days. And part of it was putting that hashtag in there. And when we did that, it just went crazy.
Wow. So it all started with the website, of course, nationaldaycalendar.com. Yep. What made you start that?
You know, it was actually a project for a friend of mine that had fibromyalgia.
Oh, wow.
And she was actually our banker, and we came up with this idea. It was just kind of a hobby of ours, following these national days, so we just decided to start writing about them, and then it just kind of blew up to what it is today.
Absolutely,
so,
to the point where you've now been trending #1 on Twitter just last year, 457 times, so that's more than one per day.
Yes. Yeah, there are days, in fact, last week, we had a thing where we were actually #1, #2, and #3 trending topic at the same time.
No kidding.
Oh, yeah, yeah. Isn't that crazy?
That's pretty cool.
It's pretty crazy.
What are some of the most popular, I don't want to say made-up days, but what are the most popular made-up days?
Well, you could make the argument that they're all made up.
It's true.
Right?
Yeah,
with maybe the exception of Independence Day, because that's an actual factual thing on a thing,
exactly.
right? But the rest of them really are not. I mean, Mother's Day, made up by Hallmark.
Was it made up by Hallmark?
Hallmark, yeah. They wanted to sell cards, yes.
Really?
Yep.
Because I was always under the belief that, like, Valentine's Day, Mother's Day, that these are all specifically for the card making.
Well, they kind of are,
wow.
Yes. But that goes back a long time. That goes back 80, 100 years ago.
Wow.
You know, some of the national days that are on our calendar are over 200 years old. My favorite, National Bittersweet Chocolate Covered Almond Day. You know, who would have thought, right? But
what day is that? Do we know?
I don't remember what day it is, right?
It's not worth
didn't mean anything, doesn't really mean anything to us now, right? But 200 years ago, when that process was being developed, Congress actually did this, you know, because it was a big deal at the time, right? But today, it really doesn't mean much.
No. So what would you say is the most popular, I guess, quote unquote, made up day? Not like your Mother's Day, Father's Day, but like your really awkward, like, whoa, that's a day.
Well, Siblings Day, I think, is probably the most popular, because people will state, hey, you know, I did something with my brother because it's on Siblings Day. They'd post a photo, and people just start, oh, it's Siblings Day. And so they start posting their photos from when they were young, and it just becomes a huge, huge deal very, very fast.
Yeah, it certainly has.
Yeah.
You know what? It's Singles Day in China.
Singles Day is
massive.
So what has happened with Singles Day, it has become the biggest shopping day of the year worldwide.
Yeah.
It's unbelievable. Yes.
It actually makes Black Friday here look really tiny.
Pale in comparison,
It's crazy.
Yep.
So you've actually, because you're the founder, you've been privy to some really cool opportunities over the years.
I've had some interesting experiences, I mean, as high as you can think. I've had, you know, Photoshop or, whatever you want to call them, you know, with Miss Universe, you know, I've met the president and the vice president, and I get to hang out with astronauts and CEOs of amazing companies. We work with Microsoft and Apple and Victoria's Secret, and I mean, it's a pretty cool gig.
Can I start a calendar? My goodness, that was getting pretty cool. You're wearing your tagline, right?
I am, yes.
Celebrate every day.
Yep.
I love that. What made you think of that tagline?
You know, we were trying to figure out a way where people could, you know, identify with what we do. And it was something that it took a couple of years for us to get to this point, but this really is what we do. We do celebrate every day, and I even get emotional talking about it sometimes. I mean, I have people that come up and hug me when I wear this shirt. They high-five me. They go, "Hey, celebrate every day, guy!" You know, I mean, it's a pretty cool thing.
It's a great tagline. So if you have a day and your day isn't on his calendar, you don't have a day yet. You got to get him to put them on your calendar.
That's pretty much true. I appreciate it.
I'm glad to be in your day planner today. This is very good.
Great.
Hey, celebrate every day on the National Day Calendar. You can learn more. Log on to nationaldaycalendar.com. You can also follow them on Facebook and Twitter as well.